Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Otaku Talk. For today's episode, I decided to explore the question of whether a series is canon within its own franchise. And I am of course talking about Dragon Ball GT. Ever since its release, it's been debated about whether or not Super was actually a reboot making GT non-canon. It's no secret that GT may not have done quite as well as its predecessors, and honestly, Super has been 50-50 among fans. Personally, I feel as though they both had good ideas, just weren't executed as properly as they could have been, although Super might have done a bit better in my opinion. There have been many different theories though, some who even say that Super and GT do happen in the same timeline, in which Super actually happens in that gap between Z and GT. Honestly though, I do find a lot of issues with that theory. Of course, the other notable theory is that GT just is not canon. Considering Akira Toriyama had nothing to do with GT, and it didn't even have a manga, it's plausible to believe that. Now, the theory that I've always believed in is that GT exists in another timeline, one where Beerus never woke up, or at the very least didn't come to Earth. I personally feel it wouldn't be too much of a stretch to say that, seeing as how Dragon Ball is no stranger to the use of alternate timelines. I do remember debating this with a friend once, who had pointed out that it can't be possible because of the time rings. His reasoning being that there's the main Dragon Ball universe, the Trunks future, the one where Zamasu gets angry, and then the one where Zamasu goes and meets with the other Zamasu, killing Goku. I pointed out that leaves one ring unaccounted for, which could possibly be the GT timeline. Now granted, I have seen some internet arguments about whether or not an official statement has ever been made by the creators regarding this theory. Of course, if that ring was not the GT timeline, the only other options I could think is either the movie timeline or the abridged timeline. Either way, I still stand by my theory that GT could be canon in another timeline. But you can let me know in the comments whether you agree with me, or if you think GT is just non-canon, or if you have a different take on it altogether. But please be sure to like and subscribe, and check out some of my other content. And remember to keep gaming.